what I'm apologizing for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm about to disrupt your thinking. I'm sorry I'm about to shift you to a transformative mode where you get to start thinking. So let's have this conversation. So I did some posts last week that was posted on my Instagram, and I started getting calls and texts and emails from people and DMs. Some were negative and some were in the positive. But this is why I came for you, your brother, your sister, your friends, your parents, your siblings, the whole nation and the whole globe. Let's dig in. My truth is, you don't pay attention until something happens to you. It wasn't until my marriage ended and I started doing the work of transformation and working with a coach that I discovered the patterns. And this is why I came. I migrated to Canada in 2018 with my spouse then and a son, a 3-month-old son. But right on the plane, the unkindness, the wickedness, the inhumane treatment began. And I was in that situation because I really can't call it a marriage because it wasn't enjoyable at all. For another 5 years before I recently got separated and divorced. So I'm divorced and I'm happily so. So based on my experience, clientele, life experiences, and my training as a life mastery consultant, I'm qualified enough to discuss this conversation, this disruptive conversation we all have been evading. And the truth is, it seems as if we're unfazed and we are unbothered and we are unconcerned about transformation. But the truth is, we need transformation. Transformation cannot kickstart without radical honesty. We are not being radically honest. We've been lying to ourselves for so long. We've been covering up and been layering up under the shadow of religiosity and the culture of silence. And that is why a lot of people haven't even had the courage or the boldness to talk about their experiences. But this is why I came. As a disruptive speaker, as a reset crusader, as a transformational life coach, we need to discuss these things. We have been silent for so long. We are groaning and our bodies are diseased and riddled with all forms of illnesses because we have refused to be radically honest. So I came to disrupt your thinking. If this is resonating with you, like this video, share to your friends and families, and subscribe to this YouTube channel as I'll be bringing you transformational life gems. Follow me on Instagram, Life Reset Coach Ayomide. Follow me on TikTok, Life Reset Coach Ayomide. The truth is, the family system where I was raised, which is Nigeria, has been broken for a long time, but nobody's talking about it. Or maybe very few people are talking about it, but they've not gotten the recognition. Or it's not amplified enough because a lot of people follow trends. And a lot of people just want to do comedy. They just want to laugh. They just want to forget their sorrows. And they don't want to be radically honest. Or they don't want anything that would disrupt their thinking. But what if all the truth you've known is a lie? What if the system you're operating on is old and should be retarded? What if it's time for you to update and upgrade your thinking pattern? George Bernard Shaw says that 2% of people think, 3% of people think that they think, 3% of the population think that they think, the rest 95% do not think and would rather die than think. I want us to start thinking and having these conversations. We've been going to church, we've been praying, expecting miracles, trying to heal from all forms of diseases that bitterness, resentment, anger, and dysfunctionality has caused us. So this is why I came to the forefront of the conversation. It shouldn't be. The reason why we got here, the question I've been asking myself for the past few weeks and has been causing me to think is, how did we get here? How? It's unsettling. The rate of injustice, inhumane treatment that has been doled on people, either male or female. It's time to unsilence I know some men too are in bad marriages, but they are unable to speak out because of the culture of silence. So here in this video, I came to apologize to everyone because I'm going to be disrupting some things, and I came as a master negotiator between our fathers and our mothers, and between my generation and the generation coming. This conversation is long overdue. Our mothers were treated unkindly. Some of them died untimely from the hands of our fathers. And if you think deeply, let's be real, let's be honest. Your mother that stayed with your father in that marriage for 30 years, for 40 years, for 50 years, if you check her well, you would see that she wasn't all that happy. She was a bitter, resentful, angry woman because she was being treated unkindly. Our fathers were using the autocratic system, the patriarchal system, and were doling out degree, and were doling out all forms of orders to our mothers, and they were doing a thankless job. But that era is over. But our men in this generation haven't agreed that that era is over. For a woman that has 3, 4, 2 degrees, or even 1 degree, has gone to school and owns her own light, you want to dim her light. We need to speak up. Most of us stayed in abusive relationships because we didn't enjoy the father love, the mother love. Most of us, male and female. And that is why we are married and still staying in the abusive relationships until something clicks or something happens. Most of our fathers treated our mothers unkindly. Most of our mothers treated our fathers unkindly. It's time to checkmate all those things. We are hurt. We can't even live with ourselves. We are evading the conversation. And you are saying things like, I just want to make money. I just want to focus on my career. I don't have any business with any man. We need to heal. This is what God sent me to do. To bring the message of healing, of love, of wholeness, of life reset. That you can have a life that you love and live a life that you love regardless of your age. I don't care if you're 60, if you're 50, if you're 70, if you're 40, if you're 30. You can still live a life that you love and love the life that you live if you do this work with me. If you open a corner of your mind to the possibilities of transformation. But how can we start without being honest with ourselves? Honesty is the foundation. Radical honesty is a core foundation when it comes to transformation. So we need to be honest with ourselves. George Bernard Shaw says that progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their mindsets cannot change anything. So I'm sorry, Saz and Maz. I'm sorry, my daddies, my mommies, and my age mates, and those that are younger. We need to change our mindsets before anything changes. In our community, in our families, in our nation, as a people, we need to start thinking. We need to get curious and start asking questions and start probing deeper. And this will take us on a journey of healing, of wholeness. And to my daddies and mommies, I do not judge. We pardon you because you didn't know. Because I believe that when people know better, they do better. And it's only hurts people that hurts people. If you're liking this, and this is resonating with you, follow me on Instagram, Life Reset Coach Ayomide. Subscribe to this YouTube channel as I'll be bringing you more transformational life gems. And I have so many workshops packed up for you in the new year. We need to start treating each other right. We need to start being kind to one another. We need to start being compassionate to one another. You're married, you're a man, you need to start helping your wife. Wife, you need to start helping your husband. And these are the reasons why I came. I want our parents to heal too. They have been through so much. And I want us to unsilence. I want us to get out of the culture of silence, where we are going through something painful and we are keeping quiet about it. I'm not going to end this video by not bringing in the religious community who has been complicit, who have enabled this culture of non-thinking amongst us because of the several programs that they are always doing all year round. Everyone has to take responsibility. The time has come for everybody to be accountable. So why are you not thinking? Because this issue has not come to your abode, or because you're unmarried, or because you're happily married, or you're unmarried but you don't want to face it. You just want to focus on your career. Let's be real, it go touch everybody. Because it's either you have a brother, a friend, a sister, a cousin, an aunt who is in a bad marriage right now. You have a brother, a sister, a pastor, a friend, a colleague who is in a destructive marriage right now, who has died or who came out of a bad marriage. It's not until it happens to you. Let's start living in love. Let's start showing compassion. Let's become more emotionally intelligent. Let's read the room. Let's be more sensitive people. And we can't do all this without not being self-aware. We can't do all this on a very new platter without us not realizing where we came from. The family background, the family foundation that we had, that we went through, that our parents had seen, wasn't the most perfect one. So I'm sorry. I'm not judging you, sir. I'm not judging you, but we need to do better. The operating system they used then is old and should be retired. Don't bring it to your home. This conversation is going to continue, but I'm going to bring it in part 2. I don't want to elongate this one. So I've talked about the church being an accomplice in helping people to stay in abusive marriages. I've talked about our fathers and our mothers who have been unkind to each other. I've talked about the autocratic system of family that our forefathers practiced, which can no longer hold water. I've talked about how we have been following trends and we have refused to ignore the problem of the family. And the family is the foundation of the nation, as we were taught in social studies when I was young. And before anything can be better, we need to go back to the foundation. And I talked about the power of radical honesty as a people and why we need to come to this conversation. And I said I came as a master negotiator at such a time like this to cause a shift in your thinking. So if you are totally honest, where are you? Are you happy now? Are you living the life that you dreamed of? Do you know there is more for you? Are you willing to open a corner of your mind to see the possibilities possible in your lifetime? Are you hurt currently? Would you be willing to heal and see a more healthier, joyful version of you? Does it seem as if God is not answering your prayers? Would you like me to show you the roadblocks? If all this resonates with you, or one of this resonates with you, or your friends or families, share my video to your friends and families, to your parents, let them all watch it. They need to start apologizing for what they've done. And if they're unable to apologize, we forgive them anyway. But I came to this conversation at such a time like this because I've been feeling an unease in my spirit. And the time is now. Let's unpack it. It's time for transformation. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Life Reset Coach Ayomide. On TikTok, Life Reset Coach Ayomide. Send me a DM if you like to have more beautiful conversations. And if you like to heal from your trauma. From church hurts, family hurts, marital hurts, divorce. I'm your coach. And you know what I'm saying resonates with you. Don't sleep on it. Follow me on all the platforms and let's have an amazing conversation. Peace and love. Bye-bye.